Impressions. Well, at the time, Lisa was extremely pregnant. And so that was definitely something that I remember thinking, wow, this is a really strong woman that is getting ready to have this baby while taking over this job. And I think then the rest of the staff, I feel like they were just united, they were intense, and they were really clear about what they wanted to do. And they were really positive.
Tom.
Hey, Randy, welcome back to Iowa. And wanted to ask you about this process of coming back and Jan approaching you, and what was that like, and the thought process leaving being a head coach to becoming an assistant coach again.
The thought process. Well, obviously I have enjoyed being a head coach. I've been a head coach at multiple places. I've also been an assistant coach and enjoyed that also. I think I'm a team player naturally, and being on a team, the role to me matters less than the people that you're around and your ability to add value. And so I don't know, Jan called me asking kind of if I was interested, and we went through a lot back and forth. I'm not just leaving a head coaching position, I'm moving my whole family. And I got 2 young kids. My mother-in-law lives with us. I mean, Duez is obviously an alum, but we had a home in St. Louis, and we had a lot of good friends. And so it was, a lot of discussions, I guess, back and forth about Iowa being a great place, Jan being a great person, things that I knew were true, and also things that I knew I had to leave behind, including a really good team that I really love. And so I don't think any decision is easy, but when you put getting closer to family for us, when you put being back in your alma mater at a time when women's basketball is just on the rise, with someone like Jan, who believed in me when I first when she first started to coach me and led me to being an all Big Ten post player and our team to a Big Ten championship. It was like, this is a really great opportunity to join alongside somebody that has believed in me for a long time and poured into me. So it was not seamless, but I think also really impossible to say no.
Dargan.
Yeah, I just was curious. I'm sure there's been a lot of reminiscing and storytelling and recalling over these last few months. What has it been like to kind of connect your adult life now with your past youth life of, this Iowa full circle connection here?
I don't know if we're yet fully connected, but when we first drove here after I accepted the job, I was like, wow, this place is so small compared to what I remember, and then it was like, we drove by our old apartments, and, it was just like a lot of, realizing that this is different now. This is Iowa City as a mom, this is Iowa City as a wife, this is Iowa City as a coach, and so I think we're really looking forward to that because everybody loves Iowa City that we know, the friends that live here, the people that live here, like there's nobody that doesn't love living here, whether they played here or not. Like Iowa City is just a really, really cool place to live. And I think that is probably what I'm most excited about, is just like, what is Iowa City as an adult? Because people don't leave here once they get here. But yeah, I think otherwise just the merging of it it's interesting. I've the couple practices I've been to, I just keep walking in, reminding myself that I'm not coaching elite camp. I'm actually a coach. I'm not coming here to watch a practice. I'm coming here to, coach a practice. And, some surreal moments too, like when Kate Martin walked into the gym and it was like, man, my kids watch you on TV, so just all been amazing, and the people have been amazing. And I'm just really excited and fortunate.
John.
Yeah, Randy, how much has being in charge of a program kind of helped you be a coach, and how is that head coaching experience now going to translate to this job?
I mean, obviously being a head coach is very different than being an assistant coach. Even though it seems similar, there's just a lot of changes in decision making and organization of everyone, managing a lot more people. I think all of that, my experiences as a head coach and an assistant coach, I think just give me a really good perspective on the people that I work with and how to support a new head coach also. So, you know, Jan knows a lot about the game. She's been mentored by a really, really good, obviously successful person. And I think that I add an outside perspective that they haven't had.
Adam,
Yeah, Randy, thank you so much for your time today. In terms of what your role with the program is going to be, is there a certain area that you're going to be specializing in with the team with a certain position or anything?
Oh, you think Jan's going to give up the post position? I will be coaching the post players and helping, you know, with offense and scouting, and then doing whatever else they kind of need me to do. But I think that the position that I'll be mostly in charge of will be the post position.
Thanks.
Mike,
Me being from Cedar Rapids, I'm gonna lean on the co-angle for a minute. What did you take away from your years at Co? And what do you remember about your years at Co?
I loved my time at Co. I think, what am I going to take away? Well, I still have a ton of really great relationships with the players and the people that I worked with there. And so I definitely think that relationships make a huge difference in your experience. And so that is something that I think I've taken everywhere that I've been. And then I think also, you know, I helped sort of rebuild that program from they weren't winning a lot to making an NCAA tournament. And now I have one of my former players as the head coach there. And it's just been really cool to watch her kind of keep building on the program. But I think just the people, and then that it takes time. It takes time to learn. It takes time to get your feet underneath you. It takes time to really understand who you want to be as a head coach. And also, I think that we'll have some more fans because once a Cohawk, always a Cohawk.
Tom,
You mentioned that you're going to be coaching the post players. I know you haven't had many practices with them, but what are your kind of initial thoughts on some of the post players that you're going to be coaching?
I think that they're going to be good. If we continue to develop the post players how we have in the past, I think all of them are very capable of making an impact in different ways. There's probably a little bit of different skill sets across the players, but yeah, I think, you know, Iowa's known for their post play, and I think that that's going to look different for the different players. Like Hannah is different than Addie. Ava is a freshman that is going to develop really, really well. And AJ is showing a lot of things that she can do. She started to kind of play towards the end of the season, but ultimately, I think that they're going to obviously be great. I'm gonna learn from the post whisper, and we're gonna be great.
Adam,
So when you got to Iowa, obviously your grandmother passed shortly thereafter. And one thing that Coach Jensen mentioned was that you taking this job allowed you to be with her more quickly in that moment. And she was very touched by that. Is that a situation that you were sort of expecting to happen when you took the Iowa job and you know, factored in that proximity to family, or is that something that ended up being a sort of a beneficial coincidence in an unhappy situation?
I mean, so I did not, she's been in the nursing home for a while, but she was, you know, she was fine. Like I would FaceTime with her, and I think you could tell she was getting older, I guess, but I was here, and we haven't fully moved. I've been commuting a little bit from St. Louis or from Cedar Falls, depending on where my kids are. But I have brought my kids up to my parents so that I could see them a little bit more during the time when I was back and forth with practices and stuff. And I think I had just gotten back from practice, and my mom had got the call that she went into hospice. And so I then was just really blessed to be able to be with her until she passed. But I think that when I was making this decision, a lot of things came into play. My grandma is a diehard Hawk fan, as is my grandpa, who is still alive. not her husband, but my dad's dad. They came with us to Europe when we were playing. They came to like all the road trips. My grandma brought cookies. She had a lucky sweater. Like, this is a diehard Hawk fan. And it was really cool is that I got to tell her I took the job before she, you know, kind of went into hospice. And so a couple weeks before that, and she was so excited. And, you know, when I took the job at Co from Morris, one of the reasons was so that my grandparents and my parents could come see more games because they were driving so far. And the same is true. Like, my grandma wasn't going to get to see any games, but she watches all the games on TV, and she has a Caitlin Clark shirt. And, you know, she's I think the last game I took her to was a Sweet 16, for the first time they went to the Sweet 16. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was going to happen that quickly. But I knew at some point she's 98, you know, but the timing was just really bittersweet. I was hoping that she would get to see a couple of games before that happened, but you know, that didn't work out. But just that I was there was incredible. And the same with my parents. Like, over COVID, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and my parents were driving back and forth to help with my kids and stuff. And it was like, man, you know, if I get sick again or something happens, just having family closer to be able to get to you matters. And when you're developing a family, when you're, you know, it's just the support. So I have siblings in Des Moines. I have parents and uncles and aunts and grandparents in Cedar Falls. And so now we're just at an arm's reach away from all of those people. Plus the benefit of getting Jan letting me be with my grandma was tremendous.
Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, Mike,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have the hand up. My bad.
anybody else have any questions? All right. Thank you, Coach Henderson. Thank you.
Go Hawks. Let's do it.
Thank you.